Our last meeting at the Central Library in an attempt to piggyback on the ESL Writing Club seemed to bring up some possible advantages of meeting in the 5th floor library area. There was a table big enough to accommodate us, and it had just a few feet away a link to a computer terminal and plug-in, so the one or two people who might be working on the computer would have a place to hook in. It was also considerably quieter than our downstairs meeting room next to the yelling people and the flushing toilets. So it would seem to me that we could have a setup where we would use that area for the noisy part of the meeting, for talking to each other and for reading out our work, and perhaps shift to another part of the library, virtually any other part, for the quiet section of the meeting. So that went well. I also learned from one of the other people there some of the history of how we got to our present situation in the library. It seems that they had some well-paid and very experienced security guards, and they ditched them all. So now we got more security guards and less security. They seem to be everywhere, but they're not doing their jobs as unobtrusively and effectively as the previous guys did. So now that's why we've got at least these nasty signs up everywhere saying that you can't have a backpack and you can't drink or eat and all the other things. So we had in some ways an ideal setup, it appeared, because the ESL group has talking sections of their program. So ideally we could write during the quiet section and make noise during the talking section. This almost worked, but it was a little bit like the point where you're in a crowded bar and you say something that's personal, embarrassing, and you think you can speak it out because there's lots of background noise, then all of a sudden the background noise disappears. We had a couple of instances where I was trying to talk to somebody who's older and doesn't hear that well, and I'd say, you're being a little too loud now because the other group is quiet. Say,
you'll have to speak up. I'm hard of hearing. I also have a theatrical background and I'm used to projecting my voice.
So that part didn't maybe work out as well. But we managed to get through the session without being kicked out or anything like that. So it seems like we have some potential there for developing a better collection of meeting spaces for the future. Our writing exercise also had some interest into it. The people who were there, once they got there and got into it, seemed to be interested in writing on the birthday card premise. We'll have to talk about that, whether people want to do it again in the future. But pretty soon now I'm going to go and check out the ESL writing class again on my own. I didn't have much time to talk to the ESL people because I was busy talking to the people in our group and what we're focused on there, and learning about all the other things about the library history that one of us knew and hadn't told everybody else when we're all wondering. So it seems to be progressing that way, and our next planned meeting for the Cliffs is in the usual time slot, the Thursday, after 10 days after our usual Monday time. So that'll come up in a few days now. So please give me your usual notifications as to whether you can make it, and we can go ahead with the Cliffs meeting. Okay, at the usual time and place. Bye for now.